Hey everyone, I hope you've been having an awesome Wednesday. It's me again, Masque, and I'm going to be talking to you guys this week about our topic, discovering asexuality, in terms of myself, my own ace light bulb moment, hence why I have our light bulb thingamajig stuck to my head. I know it makes me look very stupid, but it was relevant, so I put it on. By the way, I designed this, if you're interested. I did most of the graphic design for this channel. So yeah, even our little cartoon versions of ourselves are us. But anyway, that's not relevant to the topic, so maybe I'll cut that out, maybe I'll leave it in, we'll see. Depends on how long I ramble for. Before I get going though, I want to apologize for my video about, the difference between crushes and squishes for relationship week not yet being up. I've had some technical difficulties and I've only just today figured out what the problem is, so hopefully if I have time I'll be able to fix it, and it should be up very, very soon. So cross his fingers. Hopefully everything goes alright. Yeah, so anyway, back to the topic. My story about how I figured out that I was asexual myself is actually, it's quite funny, I guess. Well, not funny, but it's odd, in the sense that I actually found out about asexuality long before, well, not long, it was about a year, but still it felt like a long time. For a little while before I figured out that it applied to me. As a person. I first heard about asexuality in a remark that one of my teachers made in relation to one of the graduates of 2011. Yeah, last year, asking out another one of the graduates of 2011. She's like, oh, that surprised me because I thought he was asexual. And that put into my mind this whole idea that, okay, never heard of asexuality, but it's obviously, you're not interested in romantic relationships of any sort at all. And even though at the time I was a romantic, I hadn't yet to experience romantic attraction, I still partly wanted a romantic relationship, so I immediately crossed that off, like, no, that's not me, and I'm not attracted to, I could cross off nearly everything I came across, and I came to the assumption that, there's no label that fits me. I just have to be me and be proud of being me. And I'm kind of glad that I made that decision while I had that strength to survive without a label, I guess. Because, you hear a lot about people who, they feel broken or alone because they don't have the word to describe themselves, and I didn't really. I just felt, okay, so what, which is kind of good. But when I actually discovered that I was asexual, this is the funny part. You probably won't find it funny, but I find it funny. I was having a conversation with my auntie, mum's best friend, so not actually my auntie, but yeah, and we were talking about allowing gay marriage in Australia, and whether we should support it or not, and she's like, oh yeah, that's fine, I don't care what they do, blah blah blah, all of that stuff that most people say. But then she comes out with this remark, I suppose, and says that, oh, I have a friend, I know he's gay even though he says he's not, because he's never gone out with a girl, he's never been in a relationship. I'm like, maybe he's just asexual. And she's like, no, people like that don't exist. If they exist, they're repressed, they have psychological issues, they're traumatized. Great. I'll be back in a moment. Yeah, sorry about that. Anyway, like she was saying that they were, people experience trauma and that there's something psychologically wrong with them. And I'm thinking, no, that can't be right. So I went and I researched asexuality, and I found all this information, and I'm watching these videos on YouTube, and I'm reading through some of the stuff on Avon, and I think, wow, this is me. I never really thought of me as asexual, but this is me. I can tick almost all of these boxes, you know? And that's when I started identifying that way. That was April this year, so yes, I'm a youngin'. But I'm young in terms of knowing who I am, I guess, that if that makes sense. I'm young in terms of age too. Turn 18 in a month and 3 days. Woo! But yeah. So that's how I discovered it, and I sent her all these links, and I'm like proving her wrong, and I'm like, yeah, I discovered who I am through an argument. It's quite interesting, but at least I've got a cool story to tell people. Anyway, I hope you're having a very, very, very awesome Wednesday, or you've just had an awesome Wednesday, or you will have an awesome Wednesday, depending on where you live. I like to try and cover all time zones when I talk about Wednesdays, even though it might not be possible, but yeah. Keep being awesome, and I'll see you in a fortnight with my next video, and you'll probably see me between then, because I'll have to post last week's video, which unfortunately I couldn't upload. But yeah. Thank you guys. Bye.